Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE Friday Night SmackDown is set to air later tonight on the USA Network. The 3-hour program should provide a lot of excitement for fans and build towards upcoming major events such as the Royal Rumble and Saturday night's main event. So far, just 2 major matches have been announced for the show. Tiffany Stratton will have her first world title defense against Bayley. Additionally, Los Garza and the Motor City Machine Guns will go at it to crown new #1 contenders. The top feud on Friday Night SmackDown, and arguably the most compelling story going today, is that of Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. The prizefighter is one of the most talked about stars in the company, and he'll no doubt play a big role on tonight's show. This article will take a look at a handful of things Kevin Owens could potentially do on SmackDown tonight. This includes uniting with a hated faction and shocking the world by laying out the general manager in vicious fashion. Below are 4 things Kevin Owens can do on WWE SmackDown. WWE has a major premium live event coming up in just over 2 weeks. The 2025 Royal Rumble is set to be held on February 1. And a major match will be headlining the show. Aside from the Royal Rumble matches themselves, the headline bout will see Kevin Owens go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. The 2 top stars will clash in a ladder match, which is sure to be brutal and a spectacle. On SmackDown tonight, Kevin could decide to give the American Nightmare a taste of what is to come. He could shockingly assault Cody with a ladder, perhaps slamming it into him before dropping Cody on top of it. This would send a message to the American Nightmare, but it might also soften the champion up ahead of their big-time bout. Kevin Owens' time in WWE over the past 5 years has been quite interesting and entertaining. While he's had multiple big feuds and numerous major rivalries, his biggest issue has been with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Currently, Roman Reigns' biggest foes happen to be the New Bloodline, although it is unclear if they'll use that name moving forward. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga have been trying to take the OTC out, but have ultimately been unsuccessful. Kevin Owens could shock the world by finding this common ground with Solo, Jacob, and Tama and unite to try to take Roman down. This would be a temporary allegiance, but one that could be quite dangerous. The only question is, would uniting with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga be a bridge too far? While uniting with the New Bloodline might be a bridge too far for Kevin Owens, there is another star he could potentially unite with. Kevin could form a tag team with the ever-controversial Drew McIntyre on WWE SmackDown. Kevin and Drew have a lot in common. Both men despise Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. They also have issues with Cody Rhodes. In fact, they both recently shared a similar sentiment to SmackDown stars. They warned the Usos and Cody Rhodes to watch their back. On WWE SmackDown, Kevin and Drew could officially reveal they're a tag team of sorts moving forward. Their goal might not be championship gold, however, but instead to take care of Roman Reigns and anyone who has been by his side and continues to aid the OTC in his pursuit of regaining power. Kevin Owens has been on a path of destruction in recent months. This has led to him temporarily taking out 2 big WWE stars. First, he nailed Randy Orton with a piledriver. Secondly, he hit a package piledriver on Cody Rhodes. The Viper is still out of action, while Cody Rhodes only just returned to the ring. Another star could face a similar wrath tonight, Aldis. The WWE SmackDown general manager has been trying to push his authority on the prizefighter, and it might backfire in shocking fashion. The official could be laid out with the most vicious move in wrestling. If Owens does hit Aldis with the piledriver, it could force him to take time away and potentially even lose his spot as the SmackDown general manager. If that does happen, he could later return as an in-ring competitor looking for revenge on the prizefighter. Introduction. In the world of professional wrestling, injuries and alliances often lead to dramatic storylines and unexpected turns. Aldis, a prominent figure in WWE, found himself at the center of a shocking storyline that not only altered his career trajectory, but also opened the door for a fresh dynamic in the WWE SmackDown roster. This twist begins with Aldis being unexpectedly injured and losing his position as the general manager (GM), leading to a thrilling new alliance and plenty of opportunities for the explosive Kevin Owens to rise to new heights on SmackDown. Part 1. Nick Aldis injured, the rise and fall of a GM. Nick Aldis, who had taken over the role of general manager on SmackDown, had begun making waves with his leadership style. Known for his calm demeanor, sharp mind, and vast experience in the ring, Aldis was seen as a stabilizing force in a brand that had been rife with chaos. However, that all came crashing down when he found himself in a sudden and shocking turn of events that would change the course of his career. It started with a regular match that Aldis was overseeing, a confrontation between two powerhouse wrestlers on SmackDown. In the middle of the match, an unexpected attack from a masked assailant blindsided Aldis, leaving him injured and unable to continue managing the show. This surprise assault not only shocked the SmackDown audience, but also left the entire locker room speculating about who was behind it. The injury itself, though not severe, was enough to take Aldis off a screen for a significant amount of time. As a result, WWE officials were forced to step in and make the decision to remove him from his GM role. The decision was official: Nick Aldis was no longer general manager of SmackDown. But what followed would be even more intriguing: the arrival of a new alliance, one that would be born from chaos, and the rise of Kevin Owens in ways no one could have expected. Part 2. A new alliance forms. In the wake of Nick Aldis' departure from his GM role, a power vacuum was created within SmackDown. With no clear leader at the helm, several superstars began jockeying for position, hoping to secure the top spot and seize control of the blue brand. However, instead of one person stepping up to fill Aldis' shoes, a new, unexpected alliance began to form. It all started with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens had always been known for his rebellious attitude and his ability to bring chaos to the WWE. He was someone who thrived on unpredictability, and with Aldis no longer in charge, Owens saw an opportunity to make a bigger mark. But Owens wasn't alone in this quest for power. Over the course of several weeks, Kevin Owens allied himself with other superstars who were also looking to assert dominance over SmackDown. The first of these allies was none other than Sami Zayn, Owens' longtime friend and on-screen partner. Together, Owens and Zayn had been an unstoppable force, but with Aldis gone, they saw the chance to take control of SmackDown together. The second member of the alliance was the powerhouse solo competitor, Solo Sikoa. His no-nonsense approach and physical dominance made him an ideal enforcer for this newly formed faction. Owens, Zayn, and Sikoa began causing chaos wherever they went, taking out whoever they deemed to be standing in their way. Whether it was interfering in matches, attacking opponents backstage, or confronting referees, their presence was felt throughout SmackDown. With Owens as the central figure of the alliance, there was no doubt that SmackDown was being reshaped in their image. They began to make demands, calling for WWE management to give them the power and control that they felt they deserved. The trio's strength, unity, and willingness to do whatever it took to maintain control created a dangerous and unpredictable faction that threatened to tear apart the fabric of SmackDown. Part 3. Kevin Owens on SmackDown. 4 key moves he can make. With the power vacuum left by Nick Aldis' departure, Kevin Owens' path to glory on SmackDown is filled with opportunities for dominance and chaos. Owens, who has always thrived in unpredictable and high-stakes environments, can utilize his cunning, his brawling skills, and his connections to carve out a new legacy. Here are 4 things Kevin Owens can do on SmackDown to solidify his position and make an indelible mark on the brand. 1. Establish a new authority figure. One of the most impactful moves Kevin Owens could make is to completely take over the leadership of SmackDown. With Nick Aldis no longer in control, the brand needs a new authority figure to run the show. Owens could leverage his influence, force WWE management's hand, and secure the GM role for himself, or better yet, become the final say in all SmackDown decisions, effectively running the show from behind the scenes. With Sami Zayn as his right-hand man and Solo Sikoa as his enforcer, Owens could bring chaos to the SmackDown roster, booking matches that benefit him and his alliance. By booking himself into advantageous situations or manipulating the roster to create conflicts, Owens could turn SmackDown into a brand that revolves around his personal interests. Owens could also introduce a new form of justice, favoring the rule breakers while punishing those who oppose him. It would be a reign of terror, with no one being safe from his influence. Whether it's booking rematches for himself or placing opponents in career-threatening matches, Owens' rule would be one where only the most ruthless thrive. 2. Break down rivalries and build feuds. Kevin Owens thrives in creating and escalating rivalries that captivate the audience. He could use his new position of power to break down any alliances or friendships among SmackDown's roster, driving wedges between established teams or factions. Owens would have the means to manipulate the situation and create intense feuds that would keep the brand on edge. For example, Owens could focus on disrupting the bonds between top babyfaces, like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, sowing distrust and eventually turning them against each other. He could also reignite old rivalries, perhaps challenging wrestlers like Roman Reigns or Edge, who might be temporarily out of the picture due to injury or personal reasons, making for a tantalizing matchup that the WWE Universe would be clamoring to see. By fueling animosity between superstars, Owens could create personal stakes in the matches he books, driving the storyline forward while giving fans something to invest in on a deeply emotional level. He could manipulate the course of SmackDown by targeting fan favorites, slowly wearing them down, and even planting the seeds for betrayals, ultimately taking SmackDown to new heights of conflict. 3. Dominate in the ring. New championship pursuits. As a former Universal Champion and a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, Kevin Owens has always been a dangerous competitor in the ring. With his new alliance, he could aim to dominate the championships of SmackDown. Owens could stake a claim for the Intercontinental Championship, perhaps facing off against current champion Gunther or other top contenders. Alternatively, Owens could challenge for the WWE Universal Championship, making his desire for the title the central focus of his time on SmackDown. By winning the championship, Owens would solidify himself as both a physical and a political force on SmackDown. The idea of Kevin Owens holding the title while controlling the show would make him the ultimate villain. His alliance with Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa could provide the muscle necessary to keep the championship in his possession, turning SmackDown into a brand ruled by one man and his faction. His ability to manipulate situations would ensure that his reign was not just about in-ring dominance, but about strategic moves outside the ring as well. Owens could disrupt title defenses, interfere in high-stakes matches, and ensure that the title remained in his faction's hands at all costs. 4. Build a legacy of destruction and betrayal. Kevin Owens has always been a man of unpredictable actions, and this could be his biggest asset as he strives for power on SmackDown. Instead of playing the traditional role of a champion or a leader, Owens could build a legacy of destruction, carefully picking apart superstars and alliances, leaving behind a trail of broken egos and careers. This would mark Owens as the ultimate villain of SmackDown, feared by all. Owens' ability to play the long game would make him an even more dangerous opponent. He could betray his closest allies, turning on Sami Zayn when it least is expected, or set up a shocking attack on Solo Sikoa when the alliance is at its strongest. The seeds of doubt could be planted, and Owens would relish in seeing the entire SmackDown roster fall apart. As a leader, he could teach his enemies the brutal lesson of what happens when you trust Kevin Owens. This legacy of betrayal and chaos would leave an indelible mark on SmackDown, creating a ruthless, unpredictable environment for everyone involved. Conclusion. The shocking turn of events surrounding Nick Aldis' injury and removal as SmackDown general manager has opened the door to an exciting new era in WWE. Kevin Owens, with his cunning, charisma, and a newly formed alliance, is poised to capitalize on this chaos, potentially reshaping SmackDown in his own image. Whether it's taking control of the show, building new rivalries, dominating in the ring, or creating a legacy of destruction, Owens has numerous paths ahead of him. With his unpredictable nature and vast experience, Kevin Owens is ready to rule SmackDown and make sure the world remembers it. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.